like what we doing. Other people in the store was asking about it because it just say HBNTC, which is abbreviation. Nobody know what it means.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much I'm able to get people that are already intrigued to want to buy into something that I created, and that's like magic to me, honestly. Even like with songs and things, like people really buy into my creativity and my ideas, and I began to become more conscious of that around 2020.
Okay.
Like to get more in control of what I'm creating and what I'm putting out there instead of just being affected by things and responding to it.
Yeah,
for sure.
So, quick question. So you have these clothes that you create, you design. Do you keep them in house or is it like online? How does that work if people want to get some merchandise from you?
I for sure started off in house. I would go find a store that got blank T-shirts, buy the shirts, or I would tap in with somebody online that I came across on IG as usual, and usually a T-shirt production company who supplies the T-shirts and does the design. You feel me? I just basically make the design and send it over, and they take care of the rest. Before I was ever doing that, I was messing with Billy. He got Ace Signs, which is downtown Modesto. He pretty much does a lot of people clothing out there in Modesto who starting up their own brands or who had somebody pass away and trying to make some shirts. Mm-hmm. That's a go-to guy for sure. We've been messing with Billy since the beginning of time for sure.
Okay. I see you. So do you have any like future goals for yourself as far as the music and clothing is concerned? We haven't gotten to everything else, but as far as those two.
Future goals. I got a lot of future goals.
All right, let's do short term. Let's do
for sure. Okay.
Let's do like 2 year goal.
2 year. Okay. 2 year. As of right now, to end off this year, my goals is to get more involved with the cryptocurrency scene. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Learn more about stocks. Learn more about the new business ventures that you could pursue with this online generation that we living in now. Just really soak up a lot of game instead of just trying to talk and move on everything. Yeah. Sit back and observe and see what I can learn for real. That's what the end of this year and the whole next year about for me. What was the question you asked me before? You told me about the shirts. I also got shirts online. I discovered that. I built my own website from scratch using Shopify.
There you go.
Just playing with it and then came together, and I found a production company out in North Carolina who can basically print up my shirts and distribute them for me. So that's where I'm at right now. HBNTCENT.com. Go get your merch. You can shop now.
Y'all heard it right there.
Definitely.
I tried that Shopify and I failed at it bad. Like,
man, I thought I was going through the same thing, bro. It took me like two weeks to a month to really just keep messing up and keep going back at it. Keep messing up, because I know it's like this all trial and error, and I'm gonna learn something that nobody else knows just by me doing it.
Yeah,
you feel me? So
exactly.
I might find a new little twist or glitch in the system that only I can probably know, and I can teach other people. And nowadays, you can sell your game online. Yeah. Anything you know how to do and you're an expert at, you can sell it online. You can make a course and you can sell it, and people will buy it. You just gotta know how to market yourself for sure.
So
definitely.
Yeah, the Shopify, where I went wrong was I quit too soon. I did it for like 2-3 weeks and had like 2 sales. I was like, this shit ain't worth it. And I backed out. And it was like right after Thanksgiving. So it was like I wasn't all the way in. I was so focused on Christmas, vacations about to come up. So I was like, I wasn't all the way in.
For sure.
If I would jump back into it, now I know what I did wrong.
Most definitely. Even if you would have went for that another one more week, you probably would have seen.
Probably would have.
It just most of the time we stop too early. That's all. Yeah. And I realized that real early on, probably around 17, 18, like I can't keep starting stuff and stopping and not completing my mission.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I feel like, what separate me from a lot of people. I won't stop doing what I do until I figure it out. I just want to really have the knowledge. I don't literally want to do everything, but I really want to know how to do everything for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, you need to know. Like,
most definitely.
You need to know a little bit about everything. You don't need to know everything, but you need to know a little bit about it.
Exactly. How it functions, the basic operations, things like that. Are people going to be taking advantage of you? You're just going to be operating off of what somebody else told you.
You're not going to even know. You're not going to know they're taking advantage.
Exactly.
How did you get started on the clothes? Because I know we said you were a designer at first for Skeetism. Is that how you started?
That's exactly how I started for sure. But before I was ever designing for Skeetism, I was just making my own little graphic designs and cover arts, just being on some artistic things, because I stopped drawing. Got older, you go outside, so you get more prone to what's going on outside, so you want to be in the mix of things more. And drawing is just something I did to the neck when I'm by myself, and then once you go outside, you with all your partners and your homies. So, I'm seeing everybody shop at the same mall.
Yeah, same mall.
Everybody shop at the same store.
Looking the same.
Exactly. And I never wanted to look like everybody else. And I always understood that if I create something that nobody else got, that's what's going to make me unique, exclusive, and limited edition. Without me even being fully conscious of it, I just know I didn't want everything that everybody else had. I just want something that's my own and that's very true to me. And it's like, who else can do that better than me? You feel me? If I know me, who else know me better than
nobody.
Me? You feel me? For sure. Most definitely.
Yeah, for real.
That's a blessing. I've got bread and butter on right now, head to toe. We got the whole sweatsuits, the shirt and short set.
That's part of your brand too?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just dropped the tape. Me and my cousin Project Manny. He doing his thing. He an artist coming out of the Bay in the 209 right now. We just collabed on a project called Bread and Butter. I engineered that whole project using Logic, just like we recording on right now, and basically just playing with it, play it by ear, just seeing how we like it. Basically, we don't care about the tape because we recorded it a long time ago.
Yeah.
So when you got to sit there and mix it for I mixed that tape. It took like a month or two to mix that tape, but I was doing it, and that's why it's like I've been hearing these songs repeated over and over and over and over. But yeah, bread and butter.
So when that happens, say you made the album, let's say like 4 months ago, and you're just sitting on it.
Yeah.
And you just listen to songs over and over. Do you become numb to it after it drops? You're
for
like,
sure. After a minute, the song gonna be weak to you.
Yeah.
For sure, you gonna be like, this ain't it.
and you don't want to drop it no more.
Most definitely, especially when you recording and mixing and producing, and it's like, bro, that's a task. That drain your energy. You don't even feel creative no more. It's like, am I even hearing this shit right anymore? You feel me? Because it's like, especially when you mixing your own voice, it's like you never satisfied with how it sounds. So you just gotta basically stick with something and just throw it out there and see what sticks for sure. Just keep improving and learning from the mistakes.
Do you have any upcoming projects we need to know about?
Most definitely. I got a project that I just basically put together mentally in my head on the drive a couple days ago. I'm gonna call that "Thank You, Lou, Mr. Blue." Just basically a thank you to the younger version of myself for making all the right moves, making the right investments, keeping my head on strong, even though I got lost and had to reroute myself,
I feel that, man.
Most definitely.
I've been going through some things too, and
Most
it's like
definitely.
you just refocus.
It's 9 times out of 10, it's just a young mistake where you're not really conscious of what the consequence is going to be, or you might be conscious of the consequence, but you so in the moment or so in the mix of whatever you're in the mix of, you don't really care because you're living in the moment.
Yeah.
But every decision you make comes with a consequence. So I got good and bad. That's being a human being. So I just want to reflect on them times when I was younger, because that's what I've been doing a lot lately. I'm finna be my birthday coming up. I'm finna be 23. I'm young as hell for sure, but it's like I feel hella old. I feel like I for sure being here.
He older than what he's saying, bro. He's like 28. Mentally, he's up there.
For sure.
But hey, what you just said before all that hit right on point. The whole making mistakes as being a human being growing up.
For sure.
That's part of life. And
Most definitely.
That's how you learn. You got to make those mistakes. You got to fail. You got to fall, get back up, because it happens to everybody, and it hits harder for some people than others. And
for sure, and you got
the real measure of a man is like how you respond to it.
Exactly, that's exactly what the measure of a man is. If you ask me, how you respond to the situations that life throw at you. Everything is a learning experience. You feel me? And I learned to forgive myself for whatever I've done in the past, so I can move on and grow and get better. Because that's the only way you're gonna grow and get better. Forgiveness, whether you gotta forgive somebody who you don't really forgive, but you got to forgive them for yourself, or you got to forgive yourself for your own poor actions and move on and learn from it. If you keep repeating and making the same mistakes, it's because you're not learning from the things you've been doing. You're not learning. So the consequences going to just keep getting worse.
You're going to get worse and worse.
Sure.
You're going to build up for sure.
For sure.
You're going to feel those repercussions.
Most definitely feel that.
So what would you say to a younger you that was making those mistakes, and now that you've learned from it or learning through it right now? What would you say to a younger you?
I would say be more patient with yourself, because I just got a lot of energy, and I know it's so much to me that I just want to move on things. I just want to go out and make something happen, but it's like sometimes you got to slow down and let it sit and marinate so you can get a better understanding versus just going out there and bumping your head. But ain't nothing wrong with going out there bumping your head, because the best teacher in life is your own experiences. Yeah. So, I would just tell the younger me, slow it down. Because I was always we all before the internet, like I wasn't allowed to be on the internet like that when I was growing up. Like Facebook was probably the first like social media account I had, and that was like in middle school. But my mom was always taking our phones and keeping our phones. I really didn't have a phone till like 10th grade, 9th grade in high school for real. So other than that, I'm just outside all day, every day, just with the kids. We playing all day, every day. We outside. But other than that, you know, it's different now. It's really different now. So the younger me, I would say, once again, be patient with yourself. Stay disciplined. You on the right path. You feel me? Trust your instincts. Don't do nothing that's not true to you. You feel me? And that's pretty much it.
Understand the consequences.
Most definitely, for sure. It's a consequence to every action, good or bad, for sure.
Yeah, that you can't get no deeper than that right there.
I mean,
if you can go back and
deep within for that one, for sure.
You go back and talk to yourself. You can talk yourself in a lot of stuff. Yeah. You ever get in trouble growing up, like some serious trouble? And you want to speak on it? Is the statute of limitations on?
I used to get in trouble for being artistic, but I had no business carving in my mama dresser or cutting my little brother's head. Like I was doing all the little shit like that, but it's like all of it was just artistic expression. And also I was hella bad because it's like when you're a kid, you just want to get into shit that you're not supposed to get into, even though you know you're not supposed to get into. But I wasn't no horrible, just outlaw, rebel ass kid. I was a good student for sure. I got good grades. But when I'm outside with my friends and stuff, we get into what we can get into. Yeah. Like I'm not gonna say we's like dangerous kids, but we just kids outside having fun, playing with BB guns in the neighborhood, throwing shit out windows, just a little ghetto retarded. Yeah. But you know, you learn and you get older because it's like now I got a bunch of little brothers and sisters, and my sisters having babies. It's like damn, it's like a whole new generation of kids, and they not even gonna know what it's like to be outside with a community of kids. Yeah. Like that's really like
that's a sad part. I think.
Sure, that shit going extinct right now, and that's hella sad. They losing the touch of community, so that's why nobody give a fuck about community no more. Everybody's for themselves. It's like this my household, and that's it.
When I go outside, I don't see kids playing football on the street anymore.
It's over.
I'm playing basketball. The basketball on the street. It's not happening no more.
It's over with.
I don't know what happened to it. Social media is taking over.
Social media for sure taking over. Social media is its own world. This is the world we in. But this video that's finna get uploaded is gonna be on the internet too. It's not just gonna be this real time. This time is we basically capturing this moment and freezing it and uploading it to that world. To where it can be viewed at even when we dead and gone, people can watch
it.
So it's a whole different world. That's why and some people really fully live in it and don't come out of it. And basically, if you do shit like that, you out of touch with reality. So
that's why you gotta shut out social media sometimes. I be doing that like a couple days out the week. I'm just can't look at social media.
Most definitely. It's like that shit can traumatize you for sure. It's like we see people looking like us dying and shit, getting choked out by police. You see a bunch of crazy shit. You see kids doing crazy shit as a kid. Well, man, it's a different world and there's no limits to this world. Yeah. It's too much freedom on the internet. You feel me?
Social media really brings light to everything. Sure. Like there's nothing you can't find on the internet now. Yeah. You can find anything.
And you know, you feel me, the top corporations and companies control the media. So it's like they censor what they want to censor, but pretty much they gonna let all the bullshit that they want to fly, and that's a part of their agenda, fly for sure. Yeah. So you just gotta know the difference. You gotta be aware and stay level headed for sure. Keep your peace, because if not, they gonna take it if you let them. Most definitely.
Do you meditate? Do you read? How do you keep your mind at ease?
Music. That's like my meditation. Like. Next year, my focus is more reading too, cause I never liked to read books that didn't interest me. Yeah. So it's like I remember in high school I never read none of the books that we supposed to read. Like I would pass the classes, but I'm not reading the books because I'm not finna do that. I don't know. I guess it was just like the conversion of the world that we living in, reality versus internet. Everything is at our hand now. It's like I could just get that online or get these answers online. Like for real. Yeah. Like it's different now.
It's way different than how kids are now growing up. Kids before us were growing up. Our generation was like in between. You know? Exactly. We was like the transition.
Exactly. We got the last end of this and then the front end of that. Yeah. So it's like
by the time we were in high school, that's when the social media was popping. High school.
Yeah. So it's like we stuck in the middle of something that nobody else can help us with other than each other. So that's all we got. We got to keep doing connections and building like this. You feel me? With like-minded individuals of our times that's looking to change things for the better. You feel me? Because that's all I'm on. All I'm trying to do is create a better world for everybody that's coming after me.
That's a good goal too. Because If you can impact others, that